Okay, it's recording.
Jeremy and the two-eyed or one-and-a-half lazy-eyed monster by Steve Gordy. Once upon a time there was a young man who was a scientist. His name was Jeremy. He was not very tall and he had glasses. He had a long, wide laboratory coat that he wore open, revealing a dress shirt, tie, and nice pants. Jeremy was a funny little man. Not funny in a bad way, but funny because he told a lot of jokes and tried to be cheerful with a good sense of humor. One of Jeremy's favorite jokes was about a pirate who walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Do you know you have a steering wheel in your pants?" The pirate replies, "Arg, it's driving me nuts." Jeremy would tell a joke and laugh a little chuckle to himself. He really appreciated a joke, and he had a lot of them because he was very smart. Jeremy worked a lot of the time in his laboratory in his basement of his house. He had a nice new house with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and a big open living room, dining room, and many other nice rooms. He spent most of the time inventing new items to save people time. He invented washing machines that automatically loaded the clothes into the dryer and dried them. He invented bathtubs that were self-cleaning. He even invented pillowcases that warmed your head a little and helped you put you to sleep faster when your mind was racing and you just couldn't sleep. Jeremy had become very lonely working all the time on his inventions, and he decided, instead of doing the right thing and joining a dateline dating service, he would make the perfect woman for himself in his laboratory. Jeremy spent many hours looking for body parts and other parts for his perfect woman. He mostly spent time at the crematorium, a place where they cremate bodies after they are dead. He'd bribe the cremator or guard on duty with a little money or magic powder that he'd create in his lab that tasted good or smelled good and made them happy, also very happy, and wanted more of the good powdery stuff. Jeremy would sometimes use animals, people's pets, usually that he'd use bits and pieces of in his creation. He'd go to the hair salon and get clippings of hair he would paste in certain places to make her more beautiful and lifelike. Jeremy's perfect woman was not a big success at all. In fact, Jeremy's perfect woman was a bit hideous. Kind of more like a monster. The monster he had created was more powerful than he was, smarter, faster, better than himself in every way. Jeremy's biggest mistake that he had forgot to tie the monster down or chain it or lock it up before he brought the monster to life. After Jeremy said the words bada boom, bada bang and flipped the switch, he bringing the monster to life, the monster started to take over everything in Jeremy's life. First, the monster made Jeremy his slave. Jeremy worked real hard to escape from the monster, but he didn't. We'd like to say that he outsmarted the monster one day, but because Jeremy was very smart, but he didn't. We'd like to say the monster was real nice to the man who created him, but she wasn't. On the contrary, the monster was very mean to the man. She'd always treat him badly and hurt his feelings and lower his self-esteem. Sometimes the monster would tie Jeremy to a tree and pee on him. Not good pee, but bloody monster pee. It stunk real bad like a tomcat's ass and stained. Something awful. Then she'd strip him down to his tidy whities and give him a fat wedgie, the total way up dug up in there wedgie, that just hurts even more worse, much worse every time you try to pull it out, so you might as well leave it all up in there wedgie. Also known as the gruesome monster wedgie. Jeremy didn't like that, and he'd try not to make the monster mad so he could avoid getting a monster wedgie. The most embarrassing moment was when the monster gave him a wedgie at the shopping mall. Everyone was laughing at Jeremy, and Jeremy was very embarrassed. The monster would make Jeremy cook for her and her friends. The monster would always invite over a guest or two, depending on how much Jeremy would be preparing for what he would think was himself. But when the guests arrived, the monster would smile and say, "Be a good man, Jeremy, and make some macaroni and cheese. Boil the water for an hour and watch it to make sure it doesn't burn." Monster and guests would enjoy dinner while he watched the water boil, and he would eat the macaroni and cheese for his dinner, because by the time he was finished, the guest and monster would be going for drinks and great entertainment. The monster would cheese Jeremy. "We're going to Cherie's strip bar. Would you like to come along? It's going to be so much fun. Oops, I forgot. You have to stay here and do the dishes and clean up. Don't you, Jeremy? Maybe you can go next time, Jeremy." The monster loved to promise that. She prided herself on how many promises she paid the man that in no way could the man ever collect on. The monster never did go to Cherie's strip bar. She didn't like strip bars. She just would say that she was going there because that's where Jeremy liked to go, and she liked to rub it in every chance she could get. The monster would go to Cher concerts and blues travel concerts and widespread panic concerts. The monster would go to the movies and sit in the dark, and her guests would shiver whenever she touched them. She would kiss them, and she would slap her and say, "Ooh, you're such a monster." The monster really liked that. She really liked girls with big hair, especially the really busty girls with bubbling and babbling personalities. The monster would stay out late dancing, drinking, and partying all night with many beautiful girls. Her favorite toast to drink to was, "Here's to being single, seeing double, and slipping triple." She laughed loudly, and her monster fat would shake uncontrollably. The girls always laughed. They'd never slept triple before, and especially not ever with a real monster. And this is the end of part 1 of Jeremy and the Two-Eyed or One and a Half Lazy-Eyed Monster.